Hey guys, MasterFiggy here, bringing you another video. Now, I know I said I was actually going to be releasing this Zoro deck profile much sooner, but a couple of things occurred. I was really sick, and then also when I went to check the video footage, it was actually corrupted. There was an issue with it, so I'm actually re-recording this now, so for you guys, for the channel, and I'll be honest, I haven't tested this deck out at all, but I'm just sort of trying out some ideas with this deck. So I'm just going to get started with it here. So first off, we have the Zoro leader card. So becomes much better in set 2, but right now I'm using it as just a power boost for a lot of the cards. Zoro, you give him one Dawn and all your characters get 1000 during your turn, which is very good for this type of aggro style deck. We then play 3 Otama. So Otama has two reasons why you play her. First is on play, one of your opponent's characters gets minus 2k power, and then the other reason is she's a 2k counter, which is very good if we're being attacked. She can be used for defensive purposes. Speaking of defense, we also play 4 of the Chopper from the starter deck. It's a 1-cost blocker. It's used for really just taking the hit for you, which is very, very nice. We then play 4 of the Nami from the starter deck, which once per turn you get to give your leader or one of your characters one rested Dawn. So that's really good with the Zoro here, because you could play, let's say, the Chopper, and then you could use Nami's ability to give that rested Dawn to Zoro. So Nami is a very good card for this deck for just making more use out of your Dawn, really. Also play the Searcher Nami, which is look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and then we get to reveal one Straw Hat type card other than Nami, and then we get to add it to our hand, and we place the bottom. We place the rest at the bottom of our deck in any order. So this Nami, very good searcher. It becomes even better in set 2, but it's still very good in this. We also play 4 of the Usopp from the booster. So Usopp, he has a counter, and then also once per turn during our turn, if we give him a Dawn. If your opponent activates an event card, we get to draw a card. So this can be good mostly against blue, but it can be good against purple and green at times. So this is just good really for the counter ability, and also if your opponent's playing event cards. Next up, we play 3 of this Sanji. Now, a friend of mine, he was saying that this isn't really a good card. It can come in handy, I think, under certain situations. It does have the 2k counter, just like many others. We do play a lot of these 2k counters, which is great. But once per turn, you may add 1 card from your life area to your hand, and this card gains 2k, and then you get to give this card 2 rested Dawn. So the idea is that you give him, you get to add a card from your life area. So that's a bad thing for you, but he gets 2k, so he's then on 5k. And then you give this character 2 rested Dawn, so then he's on 7k. And then if you give a Dawn to your Zoro leader, then Sanji becomes an 8k attacker. So I think potentially this can be really good. I see this as a little bit more of a late game kind of thing, but at the starter game you can use it for counter ability, really. But I know red is a lot more in terms of completing the game as quickly as possible. But just for some situations, the Sanji can come in handy, I think. Then play 2 of the Brook from the starter deck. So again, he's another 2k counter, and he also has on play, give your leader one of your characters 2 rested Dawn. So this is just a way of just having a, I know it's just a 3k character, but if you think about it, every time, we're going to be giving 1 Dawn to our Zoro leader. So if you think of him as a 4k, and then just give him an extra Dawn, that's really, really good. Also play 3 of the starter deck Sanji. I was considering playing him at 4, but it's not as good. I think you don't want to see it too often, and he doesn't have counter. But the reason why we play him is because if he has 2 Dawn, then he gains Rush, which is very nice. So with 2 Dawn, he becomes a 6k Rush character, which is very good. This is even better with the Nami and the Luffy leader from the starter deck, but we are playing the Zoro, You can cut this down if you wish. It's a very good card, I think, especially with the Nami. Like you're hoping for your opening hand is with this Sanji and with the Nami that gives the rest of Dawn. Like that's the ideal opening to me if you have those two cards in your deck. Next up we play 4 of the Nico Robin from the booster. Give her Dawn. When attacking, you get to KO one of your opponent's characters with 3k power or less. So this is good for just sort of removal of your opponent's blockers. We then play 4 of the Rush Zoro. This is very, very good. Rush abilities are very important in this game, I think. And with Zoro, it's fantastic. You know, you drop him down for 3, and you're just swinging in with him. You know, it's not surprising to me that he's selling for a very high price. I don't know what it is on TCG Player, but I remember on eBay I found it for like €40 a copy. Currently, at the moment that I'm recording this, €40 a copy, insane, ridiculous. Really, I'm super glad I got my 4 copies from boosters. I got 1 actually online, so I got 3 from boosters, and I got 1 from online, but I didn't pay €40 for it. I paid like, I'll be honest, I did pay like 15 or so for it, but still, I mean, €40, that's insane. Like, I'm hoping that the reprints of set 1 come out really, really soon. And next up, we are playing 3 of the booster Brook. So you give him a Dawn and give 2 of your opponent's characters minus 2k power during this turn, so that's when attacking. So this is good synergy with the Nico Robin. So you could, let's say if you have Brook and Robin already on the field, you could swing in with the Brook, and you can make a 5k into a 3k, and then you swing in with the Robin, and you could KO it, which is very nice. Just getting rid of those characters. We also play the Rush Luffy from the starter deck, which can't be blocked if you give him 2 Dawn. That's very handy, alright. Both for the rush and not being blocked by your opponent. And because he needs 2 Dawn to stop the blocking, he's actually swinging with 8k, which is insane. We also play 4 of the Radical Beam. So your leader, when your character gains 2k during the battle, then if you have 2 or less life cards, that card gains an additional 2k. So this is really good for a couple of reasons. One reason is if we're running the Sanji and we're getting rid of a life card, you know, the Radical Beam can make up for it by powering up our leader by 4k. And also it's just a 1 cost, which is really nice. It's also good for some late game situations. So I feel like with Radical Beam is a very important card for red. It's just a good defensive situation. Again, like I said, red is trying about finishing a game as quickly as possible, but I do think you need to be prepared for some situations where you may be in a situation where you're playing a much longer game than expected. And we also play 2 jet pistols, so KO one of our opponent's characters with a power of 6k or less. I may boost this up to 3, but right now I just have it at 2 for now. So this is just good for removal. Again, it's good if you use it with Brook, so you can actually use it to get rid of an 8k potentially. And Otama as well. You know, if you played Otama and you used Brook, and then you used jet pistol, you could potentially get rid of a 10k character, which is very, very nice. We also have 3 of the Thousand Sunny, which gives one of our Straw Hat type characters 1k during the turn. Character or leader, sorry. It's pretty much every character except Otama, but Otama is not going to be attacking with 0 power. She's really just there to either deplete our opponent's power or to power up our leader or attacked characters. So all the others will be boosted. But that's pretty much it for the deck, guys. I would like to try this out sometime just to see how well this deck does. I know this isn't really a budget deck. Like I said, the Zoro is actually very expensive. This is a very expensive card, especially with it's really because it's a 3-drop rush with 5k. If you're looking to replace the Zoro with like a budget alternative, I would say if you're able to, get 2 of the red starter deck, and well, you will probably most likely get in red 2 of the red starter deck if you're playing this kind of deck because of this Luffy. It only comes as 2 of in that deck, so I'm playing 3 here. But replace one of the Zoros with the Luffy here. Replace one of them with this Sanji. And then the 2 remaining ones, you could replace them with the Frankie. For he's a 4k drop with 6k. He's not rush, but it's very high, very good high power. Or you could even consider the Nico Robin from that, which is a vanilla as well. But again, she has 5k power. She's swinging in, not on the same turn, but it's still a very good card. Or you could use some of the event cards, like another one of these Jet Pistol. You could even consider Point Guard, Gum Gum Jet Pistol. Sorry, Jet Pistol's already in here. There are a few different options that you can look into if you're worried about not being able to get the Zoro. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. I do hope to have more One Piece decks coming in the future. I am working on a couple of different decks. One of them is a very budget deck that I don't think will be very strong, but could be a fun one to try. But yeah, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Hit the subscribe button, stay up to date with more videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, and thank you.